Ahoy, hoy, everyone. It's Craig here at Epcot for the 40th anniversary of this park. Before I get started, I want to remind you this is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel. If you like our content, you want to support us, book a vacation through Dreams Unlimited Travel. Get a free no obligation quote today at dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. That's right, it is Saturday, October 1st, 2022, and it is the official 40th anniversary of Epcot. And I was on the fence about how much time I was going to spend here today just because I love Epcot, and I think that any big anniversary like this is important, but I don't know. For some reason, I was like, they're not really going to get into it, and they're not going to really celebrate it properly, so maybe I don't want to show up. But it turns out there's going to be a ceremony. There's going to be a special Beacons of Magic show tonight. They're doing a little bit. The merchandise, I know, is already slammed. I believe there's like a 3-hour wait as of now. I'm not even in the park. I showed up late just because, again, I didn't know when I was even gonna bother showing up at all, but I knew I had to be here at some point today. Now, I've talked about on podcasts that Epcot's not one of my favorite parks right now, but it is probably the most important park to me because this is the park that I did my college program at all the way back in 2010 at Test Track. So regardless of how I feel about current Epcot, I will always love it, and I will always have a special place in my heart for it. And I think today the main thing I'm going to try to do, besides soak in the energy of being here, I think I'm going to try to go around and do what was originally here back when Epcot opened on October 1st, 1982. And beyond that, I don't know. I'll come back later for Beacons of Magic, so this may or may not include that in there, but I'm just looking forward to enjoying this park, getting my commemorative map, and seeing where the day takes me. I have my Epcot 40 commemorative guide map, and let's take a look at it. I love that it's got that shine to it. Very, very pretty. Very special. Of course, October 1st, 2022 right on the front. And we'll open it up. Got some writing. We've just begun to dream about Epcot and the fact that it's the 40th anniversary. Right there, the 40 years of Epcot ceremony at 11 o'clock. The American Garden Theaters. So we're gonna get an anniversary poster as we exit the park today. Beacon of Magic tonight. No idea if it's just tonight only or if it'll be for a month or for all of Epcot's 40th anniversary, not sure. Of course, there is special food and beverages and merchandise. Doubt I'm gonna get into any of the merchandise today just because of how crazy it's gonna be. On the inside, of course, we have our normal park map, and on the back, our great COVID warning. So, a beautiful map. I'm digging it. One of the things I'm happiest about today is that they've replaced the entrance music loop to a retro music loop today. So it is giving you those awesome retro Epcot vibes just walking into this park. And I'm gonna have to sit down and do a park bench later, that features more of the music and really gives off the vibe and energy that I'm feeling in here. But I'm gonna go get started with the ride, and why not kick things off with the first opening day attraction that you hit when you come inside the park, and that of course is Spaceship Earth just behind me. I can't think of a better way to start off the 40th anniversary of Epcot beyond all the things I've already done, of course. Okay, let's go get on Spaceship Earth.
y diritti. Marcelli, per hoc mandatum ad etium Rufino, quicum tribus legionibus praesidium Londini intera.
Io started we are out.
That was a great ride on Spaceship Earth. I will admit it has probably been a couple months since I've last done that attraction, so it felt truly fresh for me. I should probably do it more often, considering who knows when Disney might decide to finally go through with the refurbishment of that attraction and change it up. But I'm getting closer to heading into World Showcase now, because I really do want to get back for the ceremony that is still, well over an hour out, but I want to make sure that I get a seat for it, since it's actually something special and important for today. And just behind me, you might see a bunch of people crowded up. That is the line currently for that Epcot 40th merchandise. It keeps stretching all the way back to the seas. It's like a 4-hour wait right now. I don't get it, I don't typically buy any merchandise anymore that has like the day that I was here. I just never end up wearing them, and it ends up going to either Goodwill or to a different home, to someone who would want it more. And yeah, I can't see myself waiting for even a pin today for that. So maybe I'll stop back in Epcot the next couple days and see if there's anything left over and go for that, but not today. And actually, before I go to World Showcase, I am going to turn back around, and I forgot that technically, Communicore was an opening day attraction here, but now that no longer exists. It went to Innoventions, and now it is a joint between Creation Shop that everyone's trying to wait to get into, as well as Connections Cafe and Eatery. So I'll pop back over there. I obviously won't be going into Creations, but I can look inside Connections real quick. Then I'll make my way to the World Showcase. I feel like this is long enough to pay tribute to Communicore and Innoventions. I don't need to go any further. If I was eating or having coffee, I would. This is good enough for me. Let's keep moving. I love that they put the Epcot 40th logo on the Harmonious barges for the daytime. It's a nice touch. I wish they were doing something with the show tonight, like a little tag after, but that was not in the map, so I'm assuming that's not happening. We'll just have to settle for Beacons of Magic, which that's good. As you can see, I'm walking the Mexico way around to get all the way back to American Adventure, and I will be coming back for Mexico at some point because I want to pop on Grand Fiesta Tour, which, when the park opened, they had El Rio del Tiempo. But now we just have Grand Fiesta Tour. So I'll consider that a win. And if I get any of my facts wrong today, please forgive me. I am human. I only have so much storage in my brain, and I feel like lately I have not been able to remember anything. So I could be just making up pure and utter nonsense as I walk around today. Just forgive me. Be patient, please. Please. Germany is not on my list for today unless I decide to get a pretzel und beer. Pay tribute to Stacy, but I am probably not going to be doing that. Too many carbs. I don't need those Germany carbs. And Italy. As much as I want to get some fettuccine alfredo, carbo load, and go run a marathon, even a 5K, I'm not going to. But I have reached the end of the line for me. For this ceremony, hopefully I'm not burning in the sun for too long. I will be, though.
Was made for you and me, Epcot began as a dream, twinkling in the eye of one Mr. Walter Elias Disney. When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. Anything your heart desires will come to you. If your heart is in your dream, no request is too extreme. When you wish upon a star as dreamers do.
The most exciting, by far the most important part of our Florida project, in fact, the heart of everything we'll be doing in Disney World, will be our experimental prototype city of tomorrow. We call it Epcot, spelled E-P-C-O-T, Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow.
Like a boat out of the blue, fate steps in and sees you through. When you wish upon a star, your dreams come true.
And so we all took up that twinkle in Walt's eye, and in no time at all, we had transformed his dream into a grand and miraculous reality.
If we can dream it, then we can do it. Yes, we can. If we can dream it, then we can do it. Yes, we can.
To make this world a better place to be. New horizons for you and for me, New horizons for you and for me.
Here at Epcot, our cast literally come from around the world to share their stories. They have forged international friendships for the past 4 decades, And I know that our guests have come to appreciate just how special that is. So whether this is your first visit here to Epcot, or you can't remember the number of times that you had the opportunity to travel around World Showcase, we are so grateful that you are here, and please know that you are welcome here at Epcot. Over the past couple of decades, our cast and our guests have shared some very special stories and moments with us. They have shared their birthdays, their graduations, their engagements, and my personal favorites, their victories. They tell us stories like I survived cancers. And I will tell you, as a cast member, we are proud, we are humbled to be a part of those moments that our guests share with us. And we look forward to the opportunity to help them create new memories. I might be a little bit biased, but I truly believe Epcot is unique. There is not a theme park in the world that is like it. And we have something for everyone. So whether you want to go and understand what it takes to grow food at the Land Pavilion, or you're feeling adventurous and you want to save the galaxy with Guardians of the Galaxy, Cosmic Rewind, we have something for you. So as you think about Epcot and you enjoy this experience, thank you again for being here for this very special moment with us. There are lots of things to be excited by. We're excited and thrilled that you're here to experience yourself the largest transformation that this park has ever experienced. But I think what I am most excited about is that you all are joining us a part of this journey. So here's to Epcot's 40th anniversary and another 40 years of possibilities.
That was a cute little ceremony. It was basically everything I expected. I expected Voices of Liberty, I expected Mariachi Cobre, I expected a little statement about Epcot, and it checked off every single one of those boxes. And the Voices of Liberty part was actually really beautiful. I thought that was really well done, the way they interspersed clips from Walt's Epcot presentation, and then, you know, showing some of the early footage of Epcot as well. Just, it was really nicely done, and I'm glad they acknowledged it. Because ultimately, I know like people were let down with Magic Kingdom on the 50th anniversary. Why didn't they do more? I feel like Epcot fans are even more intense than Magic Kingdom and Walt Disney World fans, and something like this was a lot more necessary, and I'm glad they did it. And I don't think anyone who was there was probably truly disappointed. Maybe some people expected a little bit more, but it's better than nothing. That's a terrible mindset to have right now with Disney. Anyways, well, I'm standing right out front of American Adventure, of course, one of the opening day attractions, but I completely forgot that it closed for refurbishment a couple weeks ago, and it's not open, so I have to scratch that off of opening day attractions that I could do. And then, like, thinking about it even more, another opening day attraction, Impressions de France. I forget what the schedule is because I haven't seen that show in so long. You know, it shares the same theater as the Beauty and the Beast sing-along, so that might not be on my radar for today. It might just honestly be going to Reflections of China as well as back to Living with the Land, but I'll have to see where the day takes me. I've now made it to Japan, and as much as I'd love to waste some time walking through Mitsukoshi, I am going to keep moving on because there's nothing for me here. And of course we're bypassing Morocco because it didn't open until 1984. So that will take us further on down to France. I love France so much. This is one of my favorite pavilions, and I would love to be going inside Impressions de France right now, but it is Beauty and the Beast sing-along, as I said, went on my Disney experience, and Impressions de France apparently starts at 6:30 tonight, so I have to now make the hard decision. Am I going to end this video with very little actually in it, or do I extend it so I can at least add in Impressions de France? I don't know. That's a decision I have to make. I guess you'll find out sooner than I will, because that's how time works. Okay, I'm going now. Moving on to the UK. I wish that I had time to stop and get a beer at Rose and Crown, but I absolutely don't. I have so much to accomplish. All those attractions that I have left, which is pretty much nothing. I do have time for it. It's too early. Now it's 12:30. I've drank a lot earlier than that. Oh man, so many tough decisions for myself today. I can't get it. I'll have a beer at home later. Oh, Canada. That is the Circle Vision 360 show that opened here at Epcot. Now it's Canada Far and Wide, but currently, because of the Food and Wine Festival, it's Appleseed Orchard. So another attraction I can't actually do. It's a bummer too. I love Canada. Here I am walking all over World Showcase. I really should have just jumped on one of the Friendship boats, rode that around for a little bit. That would have been so much more pleasant, but I still have to keep walking, still have to keep moving. I think now I'm going to head to China, then work my way backwards to Mexico. Then from Mexico, I'll walk around Future World a little bit. Eventually, I'll hit Living with the Land, and then we'll have to see. I know I keep saying that, but that's all I know how to say. It's time for Reflections of China. This is long overdue. I have not done this in probably 10 years. It may have even been longer than that. Even when they announced that they were going to change it up and get the new video, the seamless screen, I still never bothered coming over here to do it and just kind of accepted, maybe it closes someday and I don't get a chance to do it. But today's the day because it's the 40th anniversary and I want to pay tribute to wonders of China by seeing the current iteration of it all here. So let's go ahead inside. It is a dang shame I haven't been here in so many years because I forgot how absolutely beautiful it is inside. Hopefully the show holds up.
The Great Wall. It once stretched like a mighty dragon across 4,000 miles of China. Welcome. I am Li Bai, a poet of the Tang Dynasty, and I have returned to share with you reflections of my beloved China. Like this great wall, it winds like a road across timeless landscapes, but one can also find landscapes that are ever changing. A city forever reinventing itself. Vibrant, sophisticated, romantic. As Shanghai reflects modern China, historic Nanjing Road reflects modern Shanghai. Set your gaze across the Huangpu River and you will find a new China that reaches for the sky. Everywhere one sees our history. Ancient treasures like the 9 dragon screen reflect our traditions. Dragons were a powerful symbol of the emperor's authority. For centuries, the tombs of China's emperors have been watched over by these remarkable warriors of terracotta and these figures of stone. And for 800 years, this intersection of 3 rivers has been protected by a silent sentinel, the giant Buddha of Lishan. One can find a living legacy of China's past in the world-famous Peking Opera. Sadly, that means this is where we must part. But I hope you will return to China someday. A wave of the hand now, and I am gone. Lowering my head, I dream that I am home. Until we meet again. 再见.
That was Reflections of China. I don't know when I will see it again, but I will see it before it goes away, if it ever truly does go away. And with that, I believe besides Impressions de France, all I have is Living with the Land left, but I still have more of Epcot to cover. Who knows, maybe I'll look at the merch. I'm not gonna look at the merch. I don't need any of the merch, and the line's probably still too long. Last I heard, it was still like an hour, 2 hours. That might not even be true. There's so much food. I don't want to eat any of it right now. I'll eat it later when not as many people are going for it. Just stuck. And I believe I forgot to mention Norway when I came through World Showcase earlier. I probably just walked right by, not paying attention. Frozen Ever After, not open right now. But I wouldn't talk about this pavilion anyways with opening day stuff because it did not open until the late 80s. Not relevant for this one. But still, excellent pavilion. I'm a complete idiot sometimes. Here I'm talking about I don't know what I'm going to do next. And then I looked, saw Mexico right in front of me, and I still have to do Grand Fiesta tour, which used to, of course, be El Rio del Tiempo. So let's go do that now. I'm officially out of World Showcase. See ya later. Maybe if I come back for Impressions de France, but I am done with Mexico at the very least. It's a fun boat ride. It's always going to be a fun little boat ride, but sometimes I go through love-hate phases with it. But I'm always going through a hate phase with La Cava inside the Mexico Pavilion. Used to love it, but now they're just kind of overpriced, overrated margaritas. You can get a great margarita anywhere. Why settle for an overpriced Epcot one? I mean, I get it. If it's here, you might as well take advantage, but I don't know. Get something else somewhere else. It's just my take. Just passed through the Odyssey, and now I am heading to my favorite side of Future World. And we'll go over what's over here and why I'm not doing any of it. If there was one attraction I'd do over here, it would be Test Track, solely because the actual show building that the ride takes place in is the same one for World of Motion, which was an opening day attraction. Obviously, Test Track is completely different, goes outside the building as well, but it's one of those ones. It's a gray area. If it wasn't a 50-minute wait, you know, granted I could jump on single riders a lot quicker. I'd probably do it, but feel like part of the ride track has to be the same, not just the building. But then I don't know how to feel about like Reflections of China and such. I don't know. I'm making this up as I go. Right next door to Test Track is Mission Space, which of course replaced Horizons, but Horizons didn't open up until a year after Epcot opened, so can't even include Mission Space. But just like Test Track, completely different. Obviously the Horizons building was iconic, nothing like this one, so it's a big skip. Just beyond it, have to mention Wonders of Life, which opened in '89 if I remember correctly, and yeah, maybe it'll be the Play Pavilion one day. Probably not. I'm standing out front of Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, and I could probably make an argument to go on this today, because, you know, the queue of it basically being part of Universe of Energy, but it's not enough. It's too much of a stretch, so I'm gonna skip it and come back and do it another day. But now I'm gonna head across the park to my final attractions, and then gotta make that decision on Impressions de France. If you've been keeping a counter, probably mentioned it, I think, 19 times by now. It's probably getting annoying. I know I'm annoyed with myself. Looks like the line for merchandise is finally shortened up, because no longer back to imagination, the seas, the land, any of that. But still not short enough for me. When you can walk right in, that's when I would go. I am running out of steam very quickly, but fortunately I am being spared. I will not have to do Journey into Imagination with Figment, because Journey into Imagination didn't open up until 1983. I believe Magic Journeys was playing inside the Magic Eye Theater on opening day, but I'm going to ignore that, and I'm going to turn around and head towards the land for Living with the Land. Here we go. The land. Looking down at the line for Living with the Land, I am already miserable. How in the world is it that long? I get it. I get it today. I get it, but same time I don't get it. But love this pavilion so much. Yeah, it's changed over the years, but still very solid. Awesome planet, just off in the distance over here. I believe there was a movie inside here on opening day. I don't remember its name. And again, with my energy level now, I just don't even care anymore. So, boom. See ya. Modern Family Dad, Ty. Can't remember his last name. Of course, Soren, right down there. Probably a shorter line right now than Living with the Land is. And you might think I'm lying, but I did see on my Disney experience earlier, they had the exact same wait time at 25 minutes. Could still be the case. But, of course, Soren wasn't here when this pavilion opened up. Back then, they would have had Kitchen Cabaret, which then eventually turned into Food Rocks. And when I started here at Epcot, Soren was already open, but the show building for Food Rocks was still here at that point in time. And I know some people were lucky enough to get to go in there, and I don't think they were supposed to, but they still did. I never did, though. Anyways, here we go. Living with the Land. Last one.
Create the first living systems on our planet. While this arid landscape may seem lifeless, it is very much alive. The plants and animals that have learned to survive in these harsh conditions make use of what little water they can find and avoid the scorching rays of the relentless sun. Even the hooves of the mighty buffalo helped create the rich soil that would one day become home to the American farm. All the forces at work on the land, humans, plants have had one of those until we found it.
Learning that by mixing leaves and other living materials into our soil, we can make farmland more fertile without the need for chemicals. Here at Epcot, we're learning to reduce the need for chemical pesticides by breeding and using natural predators, like ladybugs and wasps, to control pests.
The tropics are home to the greatest diversity of plants on the planet. Many of these, like papaya, bananas, cacao, coffee, and rice, are well known around the world. One day, many of these lesser-known tropical plants may be as important as the bananas growing on both sides of the boat. More than 28 million tons of bananas are eaten annually, making it the most popular fruit in the world. Consumed globally, tilapia, bass, and catfish, like the ones you see here, are eaten around Walt Disney World. Innovations like this one can play an important role in our efforts to reduce conventional pesticides. We're growing these crops using our nutrient film system. This technique precisely controls and recycles water and nutrients. Some of our best ideas have been inspired by nature, like these fruit and vegetable trees. By growing these ground plants vertically, we can increase yields and better control diseases. These crops taste as good as they look. In fact, we serve more than 15 tons of produce from our greenhouses in restaurants here at the land every year. In our lab, Epcot scientists are working with the U.S. Department of Agriculture on a number of innovative projects. The goal of these efforts is to produce higher yielding and better quality plants.
My goodness, that took forever. I think it was about an hour total. The line was way longer than it was supposed to be because of tons of lightning lanes. And the ride is so slow. But it's opening day, and you know what? Still 3 hours out from when Impressions de France would open up. Yep, that's count number 20 or 21, I think. I don't remember again. But still a little bit out, so I feel content with all that I've gotten done today. I know what you're thinking. Right behind me, you hear the mine. Of course, the Seas with Nemo and Friends originally was the Living Seas. It didn't open until 1986, so not opening day. And yeah, that means I'm done. I will be back later today to do Impressions de France, 21 or 22 there. But I'm not going to bring you with me for that, as well as way later tonight when I come back for Beacons of Magic. I mean, you've already watched this long. Chances are you want to watch something else now at this point. I will make sure that the Beacons of Magic video is on YouTube, so you'll still be able to see it if you want to. But yeah, I think it's time to call it a day here. So thank you so much for joining me in my celebration of Epcot's 40th anniversary. Again, sorry it wasn't the most exciting thing, filled with merch, filled with tips. There wasn't even a lot of attraction shows. It was just kind of me wandering around aimlessly, but I hope you still got something out of it. And if you weren't here to celebrate Epcot's 40th birthday and I just was able to help you celebrate from home, then you know what? My job is done. That's all that matters. But now, if you could hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, leave comments, questions, video suggestions for me in the comments section, that would be great. And if you want to help us even more, book a trip through Dreams Unlimited Travel. Get a free no obligation quote today at dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. That's it for me though today at Epcot, and I'll see you again real soon back at Walt Disney World. Take care. Bye-bye.